if you bought right, okay, and sold some into strength, which you should have, just watching, it's what we teach. This is Pat Walker, Mission Winners. We're doing a video analysis in-depth analysis on SunPower. So let's build a foundation. It's a leading stock in a leading group, and it's trending up nicely. Had a good volume lift here, went sideways, started to pick up off this little base right here, and I'm going to draw it for you. Okay, this was one potential entry right there. Lifts up, good volume, telltale sign. The next day, it falls on a slight pickup in volume, then this day. Not a panic, still close to the line. The next day, it follows through. See that? On good volume. Quiet, almost inside day on less volume. Igniting bar, lifts up again on heavy volume. Next bar, lifts up again on heavy volume. Now remember this. This is a leading stock, and it was in the top 10 groups when it's doing this, all right? Good price-volume relationships. Advance at 1 bar. There's a reason I'm doing it this way, by the way, is if we look at charts after the fact, we start developing a preconceived notion because we see the future in the chart, what happens, and we say, well, that was easy. Sure, that's easy. No, we don't get to look at, when we buy something, we don't know the future. So we have to live in the now. That's why I train this way. We're living in the now. We're analyzing it from an intellectual perspective, and we are analyzing it from a psychological, emotional perspective. So now let's just advance it one day. Look at this bar. It gaps up, it runs up, and it closes up on the day. And you can say, well, that's a green bar on heavy volume. Patrick, that's a good bar. I want you to look closer. Look where it opened. You see that right there? Runs up, and it closes below where it opens. What does that tell us? It was met with selling pressure. Sellers actually overtook buyers on a pickup in volume. Now, is this a bar to panic out and sell it all? No, but you like stocks that open up and close near the highs of the day, like this bar, and like this bar, and like this bar, and like this bar, okay? You've got to be aware of all this. So now, advance at 1 bar. It goes up and it closes near the highs of the day. It's an inside bar. What's one slight negative? It closes up and it closes strong, but the volume on this bar is substantially less than the volume on this bar, which in actuality, as we discussed, isn't that strong of a bar because it gapped up, ran up, and closed below the open. It was met with selling. So then it does this. Advance it 1 day. You have a quiet inside day, but note, volume picked up just a little bit. Came back, but slight pickup in volume. A little bit of selling pressure there. Advance it. Okay. This day, gaps down, falls, and bounces off the rising ADMA on a pickup in volume. That's good. So you own it here. You may have sold some into strength up here. You watch it. It gaps up, it runs up, and closes up just a little bit in the day, but on less volume. See that? Less volume. Advance it. Oh, it drops down, and it closes just at the EMA on a slight pickup in volume. Another bar where it's met with some selling pressure. Okay? Advance it. Oh, it falls again, but it falls on less volume. But now look, for the first time in this whole move, this stock's closed below the 8-day exponential moving average. Not a panic situation, not freaking out, but it is another telltale sign. It bounces off the rising 21 EMA. See that? Gaps down, bounces off the rising 21 EMA. But how's the volume on this bar? It's less than this bar, and it's less than this bar. Slight negative. You combine it with these variables that you saw up here, you start painting a picture on, gosh, maybe it's losing a little power. Then it drops and it falls, gaps down, and it actually falls below the 21 EMA on a pickup in volume. Not extremely heavy, but a pickup. What do some of these bars tell you? It's losing some strength. What should you do? What do we do? You sell some. You don't sell all of it. Maybe sell 20% to protect yourself. You're not married to the stock, okay? It's a vehicle to get you from point A to point B, and hopefully point B is more than point A monetarily. That's it. Advance it. Oh, look at this now. It gaps down and it bounces up on a pickup in volume. You've sold some, you're in good shape, and you'll say, let's just watch this and see what happens. Okay, found some support there. That's good. You don't have to do anything on that bar. Then it lifts up, closes decent on a drop off in volume. Not a lot of power on that bar, folks. You see that bar? That's the lowest volume that it's had since back here. Right there. See that? See the high on this bar? And the high on this bar? Been a while. Goes up. Slight pickup in volume. Okay. You've sold some. You're okay. You're fine. Starts to go up again. But note this. It gaps up, runs up, and actually closes a little bit below where it opens. You're not overthinking it. It's doing okay. You've locked some profits in. One slight negative is not a lot of volume on that bar. Not a lot of power. Another quiet bar on less fun, and it's trending on the 8 EMA. Do you have to panic and sell it all? No, you don't sell anything. You've sold some once. You don't need to do anything. Just see what happens. Quiet inside bar, resting on the 8 EMA. Low volume. It's constructive. It starts to fall, and look what it does. It's not heavy volume, but it lost the 8 EMA on a slight pickup in volume. If you haven't sold any, it's okay. But you just don't get sloppy with it, okay? And again, remember, you've locked 20% in. You're okay. Now, this bar, it starts to lose the 21 EMA. That's the 21 EMA, I apologize. And it does it right here on a slight pickup in volume. Got to be careful with that. That can be a trigger to sell more. And then boom, you get this on heavy volume. You sold some here. This gap down, you better sell more, okay? Inside bar. But note this bar. It gaps up, runs up, and closes below where it opens. See that? And then it gaps down, and look what it does here. It loses. What did it do here, team? It lost the 50-day. And that tells us where we're at now. If you bought right, okay, and sold some into strength, which you should have, just watching, it's what we teach, okay, you made money. If you didn't sell any and said, it's a leading stock in a leading group, I'm hanging on, okay, just like Shirley Temple, you basically almost round trip the stock and you don't have anything to show for it now. All right? You basically had right here, you had about a 22, 23, 24 point profit, and you're back right near your price.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.